Hello Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I am showing you this fabulous spinner card. I got this idea when I was at a demonstrator event this summer, and the amazing stamper Jessica Ingold showed us this awesome technique. I fell in love with it and just had to try it out myself. So here I did this spinner card, and you're probably wondering where the spinner part comes in, but then you open it and you can see that this little reindeer spins all around. So what you can do is wind him up, and then once he's all wound up, you close the card, and then when the recipient opens it, then they will see how that fabulous little reindeer spins around. Isn't that adorable? I just love it. Super cute. I think it would be great for kids because it's so much fun, but also all of us that are kids at heart. So here I did one with the pumpkin for Halloween or fall, and then I did the Christmas one with the little reindeer. This all uses the new Seasonal Chums stamp set and the seasonal tags coordinating framelits. So these are in the holiday catalog. You can see you can also do a winter or another version of a Christmas one with the little snowman here. So there's those adorable tags. You'll see that the stamped image is a front and a back, and they're on top of each other because you'll stamp them together so that then you can die cut them together. And then they actually come out with a little tag loop on the top, but we trim that off. So that's why it's called seasonal tags. So let's get started on how I created these. I'll just kind of set those off to the side. We're actually going to be creating this one, so I'll leave him kind of right there. I started with a garden green card base, and that measures 5.5 by 8.5, and I just went ahead and scored that and used my bone folder for that nice strong crease, and then I layered on a piece of Whisper White, and the Whisper White measures 4 inches by 5.25, and I just add adhesive to the edges because I'm actually going to be die cutting out the center, and if you don't have them stuck together, then you can then separate them and use them for another project. The next layers I have are a piece of cherry cobbler measuring 3.5 by 4.5, and a piece of the Be Merry, I'm pretty sure it's Be Merry. All of a sudden I just got blank on that. Anyway, I'll leave it down below so you'll see it there. The designer series paper from the big annual catalog. So I'm going to just add adhesive again all on the edges and layer that on. Now, of course, you can always do your layers a little bit different. You could use either a 1/4 inch like I did on this one, or I actually used 1/8 of an inch on this one. So it just depends on how much of a border you want. Now we need to cut out that oval. So using the layering ovals, there's the second and third largest. So here you'll see, here's the largest one, and then I used the second to largest one, which goes here, and the third to largest one, which goes here. So these are the two that I actually used for my card. So the larger one you're actually going to use for a piece of designer paper. So this is just another piece out of that same pack, and I die cut that out for the inside of the card. So that piece kind of peeks through, and you want it to be larger so that you know that it fits really well and covers up that entire open hole. So then I used the third largest, and that's what I used to die cut this. Now you can't actually die cut all 4 layers at the same time because it's quite thick, with it being 2 or 3 layers of cardstock in one designer series paper. So what I did is I simply die cut these 2 together right there in the center, and then I took this and I placed it on the base, used a pencil, and just sort of added just a real light circle around there, or oval I guess, and so then I used that as my guide to place the framelit down so that I could die cut the card base. And of course, be sure whenever you die cut the card base that you have it open so that it doesn't put an indentation on that back piece. So you'll go ahead and run this through the Big Shot. So now you're left with this, and you can see that it's got that fabulous little hole there. And then I went ahead and I put in that middle oval on the inside of the card. And actually what I did for that is I just sort of lined it up on this one with the adhesive on the top side and then closed it. And one of the other little tricks that I just did just before I started filming this video was I actually held it up to the light. And when you hold it up to the light, you can see light coming through here, and then you can see a dark little trim. So then if you're really wanting to make sure it's nice and centered, then you can see that there. So that was super easy to hold it up to the light and do it like that. Okay, so now it's time for our little spinner piece. So we have that piece and we also have this piece, but we're not going to assemble those together just yet. So we're just going to place those to the side while we work on our spinner. So again, I used the Seasonal Chums stamp set, and so I stamped the little reindeer. This one I actually did with markers and it came out really dark. This one I used the watercolor pencils, but I didn't like that the red didn't quite match with the cherry cobbler of the designer paper. Again, just being a little specific on wanting it to match and stuff. So it just kind of depends. Like I said, that one came out a little dark. And then this one, after I die cut it with the framelits, I used this one with the same colors as the paper here with cherry cobbler, crushed curry, and then I used chocolate chip and early espresso. So then to die cut that out, I just die cut it out. This one I used my blender, and I'm sorry, not my blender pen, but my aqua painter for. So I die cut it out. You're going to go ahead and fold it in half so that it lines up. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to trim off that top little loop. I also trimmed off that little piece that folded over because we don't actually need that. So now that we have our two little reindeer, front and back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some fast fuse down the center of my reindeer. And then I'm going to take some of the silver metallic thread and place it over that strip. And then now we can go ahead and add a little fast fuse to the other side and stick these together. So now we have our little spinner mechanism there. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. So we're done with the thread. Now it's time to add it to the back of this. So we want to make sure our trees go up and down. So we're going to flip this over. And I'm going to add a little bit of fast fuse at the top and the bottom. And you want to make sure that you pull nice and tight with that. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of tear-in tape and apply that right over the top of that fast fuse and right over the top, making sure to sort of press into that thread so that that thread sticks into all that glue and adhesive and doesn't pull out. Now you can trim your tails, and next I just added Stampin' Dimensionals all around the edge and added it to the card front. And there you have that adorable spinner card there. Again, you did notice I didn't put, or I didn't peel off the back of the tear-in tape because I didn't want that to stick. I wanted the dimensionals to pop it up and everything. So you have your little cute spinner card here that you can wind up and then place down, put it in the envelope, and it's a super adorable look whenever your recipient opens up that card and it just spins around oh so cutely. Love, love, love it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial of the spinner card, and you can of course try this out with any sort of idea with an image there, as long as it's die cut out, punched out, or you want to fussy cut it out, it doesn't matter. Of course, I'll be posting pictures of these on my blog, laurastamppad.com, so you can check those out there. Don't forget that this month, the free stamp set of the month is Pick a Pumpkin. So if you super love fall and Halloween, then that would be a great set to earn for free. I'll leave all of the details for that down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe if you're new by clicking down here, and check out some of my other Technique Tuesdays by clicking over here. I'll see you all next time. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.